Imagine a bustling city. Thousands of people move about, each with their own destination, their own choices to make. They navigate the crowded streets, interpreting signals, traffic lights, the flow of pedestrians, the sound of a horn, and making split second decisions about which way to go, whether to stop or to cross. Our brains, in a way, are just like the city, and the people navigating it are our neurons. These tiny excitable cells, the fundamental building blocks of the nervous system, are the architects of our decisions, from the mundane to the momentous. Neurons communicate through a complex interplay of electrical and chemical signals. When a neuron is stimulated, it generates an electrical impulse that travels down its axon, a long, slender projection. At the end of the axon, the impulse triggers the release of neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that travel across the synapse, the tiny gap between neurons. These neurotransmitters bind to receptors on the next neuron, either exciting it and making it more likely to fire, or inhibiting it and making it less likely to fire. This intricate dance of excitation and inhibition is what follows information to flow through the neural network, ultimately leading to a decision. Consider Sarah, a young architect facing a career decision, which is going to be very important for her. She has been offered a prestigious position at a renowned firm, but it requires relocating to another city, leaving behind her friends and family. Her brain, the bustling city, is now grappling with this complex dilemma. Neurons in a prefrontal cortex, the brain region associated with higher level cognitive functions like decision making, are firing furiously. Some neurons, representing the potential benefits of the new job, career advancement, higher salary, new experiences, are excitedly sending signals. Other neurons, representing the costs, separation from loved ones, disruption of a current life, are sending inhibitory signals. This tug of war between competing neural pathways is what Sarah experiences as internal deliberation. This process isn't simply a matter of adding up the pros and cons. Emotions too play a significant role. The amygdala, the brain's emotional center, is deeply intertwined with the prefrontal cortex. Sarah's feelings of excitement about the new opportunity, her anxieties about leaving her support system, these emotional responses influence the neural activity in a prefrontal cortex, further shaping her decision-making process. Research has shed light on the specific neural circuits involved in decision-making. Studies using fMRI, which refers to functional magnetic resonance imaging, a technique that measures brain activity, have shown that the prefrontal cortex, particularly the ventromedial prefrontal cortex, that's called VMPFC, is crucial for evaluating the potential outcomes of a decision and assigning value to them. The VMPFC integrates information from various brain regions, including the sensory cortex, which processes information about the external world, and the hippocampus, which is involved in memory and spatial navigation. This integration allows us to weigh different options and make informed decisions. For instance, a study published in the Journal of Neuroscience investigated the neural activity of participants as they made choices between different gambles. The researchers found that activity in the VMPFC was correlated with the expected value of the gamble, suggesting that this brain region is involved in calculating the potential reward or loss associated with each option. Furthermore, they found that activity in the amygdala was related to the emotional response to the gamble, highlighting the interplay between emotion and cognition in decision making. Another critical aspect of neuronal influence on decision making lies in the concept of neuroplasticity. The brain is not a static organ. It is constantly changing and adapting based on our experiences. Every time we make a decision, the neural connections involved are strengthened or weakened. This means that our past decisions and the consequences that followed shape our future decision making. Sarah's past experiences with making significant life changes, both positive and negative, will influence how she approaches this current situation or this current decision. To understand this better, consider an analogy. Imagine a river flowing through a landscape. The water represents information flowing through our brains, and the river banks represent neural pathways. When we make a decision, it's like the water carving a new path through the landscape. If you make the same decision repeatedly, the path becomes deeper and more well-defined, making it easier for the water to flow along that route in the future. That is why habits are so powerful. They are essentially well-worn neural pathways that make certain automatic decisions. Ultimately, Sarah's decision will be the result of a complex interplay of neural activity, emotional responses, and past experiences. The city of her brain, with its billions of neurons constantly communicating, will weigh the various factors and arrive at a choice. Understanding the intricate workings of these neural processes provides us with valuable insights into the nature of decision making, allowing us to appreciate the complexity as well as the wonder of the human brain. Thank you very much for your time.